Hi there, this is the Heir of Carthage bringing you another Rome Total War commentary battle. Of course, this is an online battle. And I am playing as the Greek city-states. And I was playing with my new rules, which only allow for 4 missile units. And in my extreme intelligence, I forgot that militia cavalry is a missile unit. So I apologized to my opponent, but I'll show you what happened. So I have 5 units of armored hoplites up front, 4 units of archers, 3 of Spartan hoplites, a general's armored bodyguard, and like I said, my 2 militia cavalry. My opponent is playing as the Scipii Romans, and my opponent is ACE Frozen Phoenix. So there was a limit on missile units of 4, and I apologize for breaking it, but I guess everything works out because my opponent also broke the rule by bringing 6 Roman archers. My opponent's army up front, he has a unit of Town Watch that I'm not understanding because I'm not the Romans. He has 2 legionary first cohorts, 2 legionary first cohorts out front, and then he has, I think 6 units of urban cohorts, 3 units of Praetorian cavalry. So it's a bit of a spam army, but nothing intolerable. So I just moved my troops up, and I want to get within skirmish range, and his archers are going to be at an extreme disadvantage because they are bunched up amidst all of his other troops. So they're not going to be able to fire many missiles back per volley, and they're going to take losses. Now my opponent employs the strategy of splitting his army into 2 wings. This is a pretty intelligent move because I have a phalanx army, and usually by splitting a phalanx army you can overcome them. So he's launching Pila attacks, and his archers are shooting me from the flanks. So I'm going to take quite a few casualties. But my infantry are extremely high quality in this battle, and his are urban cohorts that don't have as many upgrades as my armored hoplites. So anyway, as you can see, he's firing into the flanks. I'm returning missile fire, and I am concentrating my missile fire, and so I'm going to absolutely decimate his units of archers. This one is down to 12, this one to 56, and I'm going to continue to do so. He's also using flaming missiles, which is minimizing his accuracy, but my men are in close formation, so it'll have little effect. This was a very close battle in the end. I'll let you see who comes out the victor. So like I said, I'm using concentrated missile fire to quickly dispatch his archers. As you can see, this unit has been beheaded, this unit as well, and I'm just moving through all of his units to incapacitate his archers, because I have to get rid of them in order to win. So my opponent moves up to pour on the pressure, and I just need to stay cool and calm at this point, and react appropriately. He's looking to create holes and mistakes in my line, and I do give him a few, but I try to minimize it. So, over on this flank, sorry, I just had to kill a spider crawling on my wall. Over on this flank, my Spartans are engaging his legionary first cohort along with one of my armored hoplites. I bring in this armored hoplite unit, which is badly hurt from Pila and archer fire, to fix these urbans here. But my opponent doesn't immediately move in his urbans, which I would consider to be a mistake in this battle. He doesn't outflank me very well or very early. So as you can see, the fight is raging on 2 fronts. Now he brings his cavalry up in the rear, and I ward them off with my militia cavalry. I have them on skirmish mode, so I'm trying to lead them on a chase. He doesn't buy it, which was a smart move. So he's trying to bring in his cavalry to run some hammer and anvil strikes and to take out my archers. My archers are not on skirmish mode, so they're going to stand there and take the blow. And I am going to lose them temporarily, but I bring in my general's bodyguard to fix him, and then I'm running my Spartans over to finish him. So my opponent isn't going to want to stay there too long. He makes the intelligent decision of leaving. But then my Jab Cav came back, my militia cavalry, and slowed him down and caused him some more losses. So, sorry I'm a bit manic here, but there's a lot going on and I'm trying to make sure you can see it all. So here my armored hoplites are pretty thrashed, and they're doing their best to hold off these urbans, who are tough units even without a lot of upgrades. On some fronts I'm doing better than others. Here I've got his men pretty well staved off, and here I've just routed
the enemy general flees.
Town Watch
Press
unit,
forward so that the spirit of his army is great gods be praised.
So the enemy general
is killed.
And that's going to
Fear
give me
makes
a
a
morale
home in our
advantage,
enemies' hearts.
which I'm going to need badly. So on this flank I'm doing quite well. He doesn't have many troops left. My Spartans and armored hoplites are dealing his urban cohorts a lot of death. As you can see, I was quite busy around the battlefield, and that's why these Spartan hoplites are not doing anything. Check out these armored hoplites sword fighting the urbans. Only armored hoplites can pull off something like this for too long, but even they get thrashed. So he routs that unit of armored hoplites. They bravely stood their ground, but then they had to leave. So this flank here is doing pretty well for itself. I'm more concerned with this flank over here, so I sent these Spartans to keep his men from being able to pull off a complete sandwich on my armored hoplites. So those Spartans are going to form up, and then I have these armored hoplites here to also re-sandwich his men on the backside. My archers are coming back from routing, and I'm using them to harass and kill his Praetorian cavalry here, so that he can't make hammer and anvil strikes. So as you can see, this battle's pretty close. Because he split his army, it hurt me because I had a phalanx army, but by continuing to maneuver properly, I could keep him in check. So there goes a legionary first cohort, and with that, it's going to be a morale drop to my enemies. Because when a legionary eagle routs from the battlefield, it hurts the Roman morale in the area. So as you can see, my men at this point pretty much have things under control. Here comes that annoying Praetorian cavalry trying to make rear strikes. But they don't cause very much damage. And they rout because of my general's bodyguard. Yes, I only brought one strong unit of cavalry, this general's bodyguard, but they were extremely helpful. It's a tough unit, and it can cause a lot of damage if used properly. Like right here, I just routed some urbans. So now I'm just mopping up his forces, and I have to say, good game to my opponent. His strategy was very curious, and it darn near worked. His Pila and archer fire really tore my men up, and had I not had the excellent quality Greek troops, I really don't think that I could have won this. Perhaps if I was Carthage, because I'm good with Carthage. But yeah, that was a very, very interesting tactic my opponent employed. I think I've seen it done a few times, but I haven't played against it in a while. So, as you can see, this was one messy battlefield. You can see that there's a lot of my men dead on the ground, as well as his men. You can see charred corpses here. It's my archers. And general mayhem all throughout the battlefield. It's quite an ugly sight. But my few men who are remaining will go home to be victorious and to carry the tale of their close victory. I love the Greek troops. They really look good in the game. I like the Spartans too. I think these Spartans look a little better than the Spartans who were clad in nothing but a Speedo basically in the movie 300. So, in any case, I think he has just this unit of urban cohorts. And they're pursuing my archers, and I'm just going to run them away. Let's watch this final moment of the battle. So the urban cohorts are trying to accomplish anything they can, but the only thing they accomplish is running face first into a line of spears. Not pretty.
A victory
So they are gone.
is not quite a glorious day. The enemy fought well enough to stop an utter defeat.
So in any case, as you can see, that was an average victory for me. I had 1,328 kills, whereas my opponent, Ace, Frozen Phoenix, had 789 kills. Good strategy and good game to Ace, Frozen Phoenix.